talk about the stuff that nobody understands about magnetism. There are some crazy people out there on YouTube that are hijacking my work and claiming it as their own, and that's perfectly fine. However, they're not even going to get an insight into my 4th edition, so...
Well, we obviously know he's talking about me, because I fully understand that I look and sound crazy. Until, of course, you go through my videos and you see that I'm nothing to do with his silly little theory. He has no flow, as you've just seen by the pictures I'm putting up. All mine has connection and flow through, because it's a heteromach formation of energy moving through an inertial plane. Nothing more. So Theoria can cry all he wants, but all my work's online. So you can go see his video right here. But you will find out that my theory is not his theory, and I've already defined a magnetic field because it's just part of energy. It's not even a magnetic field. I have defined an energy Ouroborus torus field. So yeah, obviously he's looking at my work, because unless you know some other crazy person that seems to be doing what he's doing, it's me. So you can cry like a baby all you want. My work is online, and as you said, I haven't seen a 4th edition, so how could I have seen your work? I'm looking forward to the 4th edition, actually. I want to see what's in it.
Before they start claiming it as they came up with it first.
And again, my work is all online. Theorias isn't. So who's copying who? How is it possible for me to copy work that's not been published yet? So again, my theory of an Ouroborus is not his theory of a torus, which has no in and out, as you see by his hypertrochoid little metal thing.
Let's state something here first. What do people think they understand about magnetism? Long before I ever ran across the ferrocell invention by my buddy Tim Vanderelli, I knew that the necessitated pressure mediation of a magnet must exist as a hypertrochoid, or what you would call a spirograph-like pattern. This is a little toy called a toroflux, by the way. It kind of looks like a slinky, but it isn't. It's a toroidal slinky, I guess you could call it. Obviously, you see a hypertrochoid pattern, or a spirograph-like pattern. What does anybody know about the Poincaré disk model of projective geometry?
And oh dear, no, I got to stop it. And 20 minutes from now, after name dropping and the fallacy of appeals to authority and basically calling you stupid, he then brings out all his really big words, whereas I don't do that, because I find it very simple to explain the Ouroborus torus field, which is not a torus, as you can see, because things are going in and out. They're not just going in one direction. So let's just hear his finishing comments, which are brilliant. Again, my work is an Ouroborus. It is not a torus.
That's the incommensurability of the entire mass acting as a single unit. And if you can't wrap your mind around that, I can't help you, because I've dumbed it down as far as I can, and it really can't be dumbed down any further than that.
And that's funny, because I know he doesn't like Einstein, and I know he was a shill as well. But Einstein said, if you can't teach it to a 6-year-old, you don't know what you're talking about. And that's exactly what Theoria has said in the past. So, again, calling you stupid, but he can't explain it to a 6-year-old, whereas I can do it with that movie on screen, because water is coming in and water is going out. And it's nothing to do with magnetism. It's energy flow, which makes my theory not his.
You're going to have to walk the rest of the way, intellectually speaking. Lux y veritas. If you like this video, you can drop a buck or two and tell me to jump off a cliff, whatever makes you happy. But I can assure you of one thing, and you're going to say this is really, 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 really egotistical. The fat, bald, tattooed guy you see before you is the first human being on Earth to fully explain and understand what magnetism is and how it works. You can piss and moan and bitch and whine and gripe and piss all you want, but that fact will remain unchanged.
Which is kind of funny, because I've placed an Ouroborus torus field inside everything in the universe, including magnetism, which doesn't exist. It's an Ouroborus energy field. And my collections on Google show every single medium and discipline that I've placed the heteromac Ouroborus torus energy field into. So no, I've defined everything. And then I drew the electromagnetic field because he kept going on, nobody's defined one. So I've already defined it. There's a few more things going on, but you know, you can't draw everything, and especially not in a 20-minute video. But no, I've done the magnetic field because it was easy. It's exactly the same as everything else which I've proven in water. Yeah.
No one's going to take it from me. I discovered it first. Other people have various glimpses of it. People say, oh, well, Tesla discovered it first. Oh, well, Idley Scowlin discovered it. Or Walter Russell. You know, I know all those people's works. I'm the guy that digitized Walter Russell's works. I've been over all of Tesla's writings, at least the stuff the public has access to. If any of them ever described magnetism, no, they didn't. Did any have fully even come halfway to fully explaining what magnetism is? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I love Tesla, I love Walter Russell, but none of them ever, in any writing that you can point to, ever told you what the hell magnetism technically was. They didn't do it, I did it. Because people love to tell me that. You didn't discover that. Yeah, I did, actually. I did.
And the sad part is what you've discovered isn't
anything.
anything.
It's so egotistical. But is it right? But is it right? And it is right. As the Russians would say, увидимся.
And of course, my Tesla pièce de résistance is Tesla's fluid diode, which is an Ouroborus torus field accelerator. So, as you can see, energy comes in and it can't go back because it forms an Ouroborus torus field just like the water behind, which is exactly the same as smoke travel, which I drew back in 2015 showing the exact Ouroborus torus field right there. So whatever Theoria apophasis has, he can cry like a baby all he wants. His field is rubbish and means nothing. And just as a clever interjection here, if you could arrange magnets to do what the Tesla fluid diode is, you'll get acceleration in one direction. So maybe that's something to do with space travel or levitation. But if you can force a field to go one way, then you should get lift. Thanks very much. My name is Lee, and God gave me this information in visions in 2014 for 3 weeks, day and night, and I've spent 3 years putting all my work on video. So I don't care what anybody else says. I've already shown by Tesla 2 years ago how the Ouroborus torus field works, and I've shown it in everything: water, steam, plasma, wind, black holes, particles, waves, vibrations. It's all the same. Vortex to Ouroborus torus field and back to Vortex. Thanks very much. That was fun.